Hello and welcome back once again to another video. So in this one we are going to go to a domestic customer that has a blocked rainwater gully at the bottom of their downpipe. Their sink's also connected into it. We also go to a pub that has some flooding issues that is coming from a waste pipe from their kitchen. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please leave a like, please leave a comment, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe? Enjoy.
Hello, I'm on TV. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe at the end.
I may have pointed this place out before, but this is what is known as the Roundhouse out in Chumagna, I believe it is, or Pensford. And yeah, it used to be a toll house many years ago, just in case anyone's wondering. It's an interesting little property. It's actually a house now. But yeah, if you go online, you can actually look up the photos of the inside of it, because I think it was sold a couple of years ago. So if you're interested, go look that one up. But let's get on with some drainage. Let's get this cover off and see what's going on. So in this case, I thought it'd just be easier to remove the clips off the downpipe and move the downpipe out of the way. Well, this gully is sitting a lot higher than I was expecting it to be, and you can see there's some kind of debris in the bottom. It's got a bit of a white colour to it. If I stick my hand in there, I'll pull some of it out. And yeah, I'd imagine most of that's a combination of what's come off the roof and what's come from the bathroom sink. And then about 1.5 meters away we have this manhole, so let's pop this one up as well and make sure there's nothing blocked. But no, looks all good under there. So hopefully this is a nice straightforward blockage. There's a little bit of sewage sat on the upstream of this chamber, but that part of the manhole is actually blanked off. In this situation, ideally, I would jet the drain straight up to the gully, but the only way of doing that is to drag the jetting hose down the road and through the house, so we're not going to be able to do it that way. We're going to start by topping this gully right up to the top, and then we're going to get the 4-inch plunger in there, give it a little plunge and see what happens. So we've got some lovely dirty coloured water coming out, but I think there's more to this blockage. I don't think this is just the gully pot being blocked, because that didn't come through like I was expecting it to. I thought that was going to run away full bore 100 miles an hour, and all we got was a little trickle. I'm now going to pour another bucket of water down it and see how quickly it comes through at this end. So I'm now going to try and put the little Spartan hand machine around the trap on the gully and see if we can clear anything on that U-bend, because I think there is a build-up of something right on that bend. And clearly there's still something going on here, so I'm going to give it another plunge and then do a little bit more machining. I then decided to get the bathroom sink running to get a constant flow of water coming down this drain. Followed by another plunge of the gully. Did anyone see those solids that come through then? Now I think this is probably a mixture of maybe redecorating at some point and the paint being washed down the drain, tough paste, whatever else goes down a bathroom sink. I think it's built up in that U-bend. So I'm going to try and get as much of that out as I can. Keep machining it, keep plunging it, and I think we're breaking it up quite nicely. Well, I don't think that is helping things, so let's take that out. Well, I would say this is flowing a lot better than it was. We'll just double check there's nothing left in the bottom of this pot. There were some solids still sat in the bottom of the gully, so I gave them a bit of a poke with the screwdriver just to break them up, and then stuck my hand in there and pulled them out. can't believe how much debris was actually still in this gully. And here's the collection of stuff that we're going to be taking away from this job. So let's move on to the next job. So for this one we are at a pub and they have some problems with their kitchen drainage. Now it's absolutely covered in stinger nettles, so bad choice to wear shorts. And we've got to deal with this mess. What are we gonna do? Well, I thought it might be as simple as lift this drain up, but this drain's running in the other direction. So we're going to have to do something from the horrible puddle end. Because the drain's on the other side of the building, I couldn't find one that comes directly this way. I did stumble across this manhole though. Now it's not the one I was looking for, but there was a partial blockage in here, so whilst I was here I decided to clear it for them. Now the people on site here have only just took this pub over, so some of these blockages could be historic. It could be from the previous occupants, because this doesn't look like it's blocked in the last few weeks looking at the colour of what's sat on the top. But as usual, we'll give it a poke with the pry bar and try and get it flowing. I was filling up my jetter, so I've just disconnected it from the tap because it was right next to where I was, and I'm hoping this little bit of water out of the feed hose is going to be enough to get this running. With that little blockage done, the question is, what are we going to do with this? Now, I'm thinking we should try rodding it, and I'm sure there'll be a pry bar involved somewhere.
A lot of things.
All of a sudden you'll get really busy in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, mate, yeah.
Yeah. I'll come try it myself if I'm down this way.
Let me know if you need anything, yeah?
Yeah, will do, no problem. Right, so I'm going to try and rod this gully and see if we can plunge it away, because occasionally that works. But when I plunged it, it felt like there was something wedged in this gully, so I decided to give it a little bit of a poke with a pry bar. And we found this. Now, this looks like a bit of mesh that someone's wedged in there at some point to try and stop stuff going down this drain. And looking at it, I think it's caused the blockage. It does look like they need to get this pipe work sorted out that's sticking through the wall though. They could have a bend or something on there to bend it down into this gully. Although it running into the gully probably isn't the best idea. You would have thought there'd be a manhole or something around here. Don't worry, I caught it didn't fall in. Well, it looks like we've got a bit of cleanup to do, so we're going to need the jet and hose around here, and we got a lot of washing down to do. where the waste pipes come through on this gully surround, there is a bit of a gap there, so I'm going to try and wash the worst of it down through that gap and see where that gets us. This water is quite greasy and I accidentally splashed some of it on the camera lens, so sorry if it looks a little bit fuzzy. Around about this point, I noticed something under the sludgy, horrible, greasy water and rubbish hair. Yes, we found a manhole cover. The camera's now on the other side of the manhole, but you can see our gully connecting in on the right hand side. Well, I know we're not going to get this absolutely perfect, but I'm sure we can get it a little bit cleaner than this. be honest with you, I think this is the best we're going to get this one. It's a lot healthier than it was. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.
Please like and subscribe and leave a comment.